There you go. I'm in the voice hallu record. Filter here. It's better.
Okay.
Okay. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. எல்லாருமே இப்போ முன்னாடி உட்காந்துருக்கிறவங்கள பார்த்தா ஆல்ரெடி சமயம் போயிட்ட மாதிரி தெரியுது. அந்த அளவுக்கு போயிருக்காங்க. அந்த அளவுக்கு விபூதி பாதை வந்து மாற்றிருக்கு. இது ஏதான் வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு 4-5 இது படிக்க வேண்டியது. 4 நாள் ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தி. 4 நாள் என்றால் இஸ் டூ மச்.
விபூதி அடித்தாதான் சரியா.
விபூதியை போட்டு விட்டு ஓகே இட்ஸ் நல்லா இருக்கு கேட்குறதுக்கெல்லாம், ரைட்? இட் இஸ் ஆல் குட். த சாப்டர்ஸ் ஆஃப் பவர்ஸ், Vibhuti Pada. So we will start and yeah, it's 7-9. Okay, good deal. So Vibhuti Pada is ரொம்ப fascinating அப்படின்னு we talked about it last week. That is everybody is going to be asking for அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா ஏஓஒயில் there are many incidents and scenarios have come. அது வந்துட்டு how they could have done அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு வந்துட்டு this pada explains it, how they might have accomplished it அப்படின்னு. Now, reading it is one thing, connecting the dot is one thing, doing it is one thing, then realizing it is one thing. There are so many steps are there. It sounds fascinating, it sounds intriguing. There are many ways to accomplish it. But how அப்படிங்கிறது வந்துட்டு in Swami Vivekananda's own way he has explained it. So we will go through it today. It's not much, it's fast, we can get it done in an hour easily, but I want to hear it. Any of the Vibhuti Pada sutras that you feel it like intriguing, or you want to know, or you want to do it, I want to hear that. Okay? So it's very important that I want to hear from you all what you all think about it, and which one is the most important one that you feel like is that you want to do it. So we will stop me when we go through each one of them, but the first 12 sutras are about what is it, what do we need to do to get the powers, or is the power is byproduct of the meditation. So we will understand that. So the first one saying dharana, concentration, is when the mind holds on to some object either in the body or outside the body and keeps itself in that state. This itself, first sutra itself, is most important. So, Ravi, she is talking.
Oh,
You can mute her. Um, this itself, understanding it is needed. What does this mean? When the mind holds on to some object, either in the body or outside the body, and keeps itself in that state, what does that mean? That is the first sutra. And how long? Without that, if 56 you read it and finish it, no use.
12 seconds.
12 by 12.
12 seconds is dharana.
12 by 12.
12 by
144 seconds is dharana.
Mm.
112 of 12. 12 of 12 is equal to 1 dharana. Is 2 minutes 24 seconds. 2 minutes 24 seconds is dharana. Okay, yeah. Not 12 seconds. Okay, I can give you 12 seconds only. Let's do it. Take it. Twelve seconds. அறுவடை பாத்திரம். In 12 seconds itself, you'll be butchered so many times, right? With the thoughts. So many thoughts and bombardment of thoughts. So, we learned about tactics, how to counteract the thoughts. So, that is why the sadhana pada was talking about how to first to make the mind to counteract and not to pounce on us. Because when the moment we start want to have no thought, it's going to pounce on us because you're suppressing, and it has more power. That it will come back with so much of thoughts that you cannot able to do anything. So, what was the counteract was? Kumara?
Positive thoughts.
Right?
For the negative thoughts, we apply positive thoughts.
How? Like if you get an angry thought, what would you do? Did you apply it?
Think of something that makes you happy.
You have to come up with the one weapon. I said anbe sivam.
Base for it, like
Just
you have to
create a
attack the
base. You say Shivaya, Shivaya, he can say Narayana, Narayana, you can say Govinda, Govinda, whatever it is. Whatever the word that corresponds to the counteract has to be applied. Not at that time figure it out, oh, what to stop. Won't work. Purida, you have to have a plan in picture crystal clearly. So something comes, you have to counteract.
That's where knowledge comes into picture, right? So
But decide, meaning this ripple is going to keep coming. So we discussed about it in sadhana. There will be waves of virtis. Waves of virtis are going to come, and depends on the virtis, you want to have a counteract virtis that you're going to create it and just stop it and stop it and stop it and stop it. So that counteract virtis will make more and more you stop it. Then it is going to go down dramatically. I mean, the bigger waves will shrink into smaller waves and smaller waves and smaller waves. You still need to go inside of each one of them and then shoot it down by say unbasivam.
something like this, right? So when it comes, when the thought comes, you find it that this is not me, this is the characters, the habit that is coming up, right?
Yeah.
It's a vasana. It's not.
Yeah, it's a
when you
virtis.
associate it with that, when you associate with that thought, that's when you get angry, right? So that is me. You are thinking that the thought that it comes, the angry that it comes, things that that is me, that is my character, that
Mm.
it comes out. When
Right.
you know that this is something that the previous habit that comes into as a thought
Mhm.
for you, if you know that,
Mhm.
that's when you said, oh, this is not me. When you unassociate with that thought,
Mhm.
that goes out. Right? So
Yeah,
if you
actually,
can
but,
also attack
but for that
advice.
we need to have a like train our mind like that.
This is the training.
So-
okay?
No, but
When it
when you
comes-
get angry, you cannot think anything, right? Suddenly, to stop one thing, it should be crisp and smart.
Correct. That is what I was saying.
ஸோ ஜி எனக்கு வந்து நம்ம இந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது ஒரு கஷ்டப்படும் போதோ இல்லை கோவம் வரும்போதோ நம்ம அப்ளை பண்ணணுங்கிறது வந்து இட் மே நாட் ஹேப்பன் இமீடியட்லி.
That is
So
why
rather-
you have to just practice it.
Yeah,
like
rather-
it. Remember one thing. Repetitively say, when I get next time, you just tell. Like how Yegadasi we do it. Tomorrow is Yegadasi. Okay, if you say that also, it knows it. No more gadabada. No more nothing on that day. Nothing happens because you tried. You tried. Tomorrow is Ekadasi. When the bird itself it hears it, it stops. No more hungry. Nothing happens. You see, it's like a magic. If the magic can happen by you repeating that, same thing you say Anbe Sivam. That's it. If you say that, that's all it is to it, then it will stop it right there.
நான் வந்து எப்பயுமே சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும் மாதிரி எனக்கு தோணுச்சு ஜி. நம்ம சந்தோஷமா இருக்கும் போது கூட அன்பே சிவம் இல்லை நாராயணா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி
Whatever way.
that becomes a practice.
That
as well
becomes
as
a
it's
practice.
habit.
That
அப்போ வந்து நமக்கு கோவம் வரும்போது இல்லை வேற ஏதாவது பண்ணும்போதோ ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி
it will suppress it down.
that's
But you need to know that one. So that is what the thing is. Coming back to the first one now, still we didn't answer. I was saying that sadhana pada, we learned about the counteract. So there is going to be thoughts, lots of thoughts will be coming. But how do we counteract and make that cancel out that thought? Is the one that which we talked about it. But without practically applying all these techniques, there is no use. You have to work on it. So, dharana is concentration. You can pick an external object. Let's say that he is sitting and doing Kaingaryam. He is sitting and doing Kaingaryam. You are sitting and doing Kaingaryam. Murugaperuman or Jesus or whoever is that. When you are decided and doing it, that can become a dharana. Because it's an external object, your focus got to be just undivided. Okay, you can just so be undivided on that particular divine force, whichever that you are thinking is what it is. If you can focus it, like when you are coming and doing it prayer, you are coming and doing prayer, can you do it like 3 minutes? Not even by blinking your eye, without lifting your eye. When you do the Kaingaryam in the morning, right? See, everything is an action when we do it. Aarti, bell, everything is for just to divert our mind and bring it back to one place. But this is like there is a target, bullseye is there, you have a gun, but what do you need? You have a gun, bullseye is there, you are in a right distance, what do you else need? What else do you need? What else do you need?
Concentration.
No. Huh?
Concentration.
Focus.
Focus, concentration. And what do? You do that. Now what do? Align yourself, see yourself. Now, even a tiger comes or an atomic bomb falls, you are not going to think anything else. You get it? How that is working? That is the dharana. You see what I mean? So when you are on the target and you are looking at it and now you're going to pull the trigger, that means you pass the 3 seconds. 3 minutes. 2 minutes and 24 seconds you cross it. Is 3 minutes close to. You are done with dharana, you are going into dhyanam. Now, what is dhyanam is? So, we are going to go and learn on the way and listen what Swami Vivekananda used to say in a precise way so that we understand this crystal clearly. Okay? So, an unbroken flow of knowledge to that object is dhyana. An unbroken flow of knowledge to that object is dhyana. The mind tries to think of one object to hold itself to one particular spot as the top of the head, the heart, etc. And if the mind succeeds in receiving the sensations only through that part of the body and through no other part, that would be dharana. And where the mind succeeds in keeping itself in that state for some time is called dhyana. Nothing else is needed than this paragraph. So, my guru used to say, Kanyappa Swamigal, பூந்தி வந்துருச்சு, ராமச்சந்திரன் வந்துட்டானா? ராமச்சந்திரன் வந்தாச்சு. ராமச்சந்திரன் வந்தாச்சு இல்லை, பூந்தி வந்தாச்சா? தட்டில் போட்டு எல்லாம் பண்ணும். சும்மா தின்னக்கூடாது, இங்கேயே நினச்சிட்டு தின்னு. So focus while you are eating also. So you can see that the message was very clear that the why he said it is to do that. So while you are eating, that is the reason unnum sorum parugum neerum thinnum vittilayam ellam kannane concept is to get the dharana. Meaning, if I taste pulao, if I am eating, then it is a taste bud. I wasted. If I say Sarvam Krishnarpanam, Sarvam Sivarpanam, okay? Let's do that, but my tongue does not taste it at all. That is what Kanyappa Swamigal taught us. So, you will be eating Gullu Pongal, right? Or whatever it is, but when you are eating it, if your focus is dharana is right there, everything will go here. You are feeding it right here. Hopefully one day when you are 70 or 80, you might know why I said this. If you do exist. You are laughing, but it's totally different than what you all think. It is the life force energy. Okay? So what we are eating itself is Kannan. The reason is the life force energy. If without that food goes here, it gets digested, converts into a life force energy. There are few ways that life force energy comes into the body. Food and then breathing, right? Two things gives you that energy. So the food is such a fuel for what? For body, right? But it is the prana, it has the prana. So that is the reason even one rice is prana. Energy is there, that when you are taking it and goes inside. And the reason why we saw it here is let it go here, not here. The energy can be used for many things what we are eating. If we are redistributing it across this body, so it just simply eats it, gone. Instead, I am saying Sarvam Sivarpanam. You take it. You take it. Now, it's not going here. It's going here. It's different approach. It's different completely. You won't feel the taste at all in your tongue when you are eating like that. No smell. Nothing will come and everything goes here. That is what Unnum Chorum Paragum Neerum Thinnum Vittalayam Ellam Kannani. That is what dharana is. What is that concept is all about. When we get to that state, when we don't know the taste, when we can't hear, that is the dhyana state. We are really doing it. So the external object you can choose, or your own internal objects you can choose. Okay? So let's say that your internal objects you can choose as Sanguchakra. You just choose that one, and then you want to visualize that one and just see it and apply mantra or do whatever it is that you want to, but one single focus and nothing else on one place. When it happens and when it crosses 3 minutes, you passed. But when it prolongs for 25 additional minutes from 3 minutes, that is 28 minutes, you are almost reaching to the samadhi. And this is it. This is it. That is simple only, but try it.
Mother, you said that 2 minutes plus, right?
24 seconds.
24 seconds is one dharani,
Hmm.
right? Into 12 is what is
144 times 12. Outcome of it. 144 times 12 is 28 minutes 38 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
dhyana.
Yeah.
Then you said samadhi in 28
After
minutes.
that, samadhi.
Okay.
So those are the 3 levels, and we will get there. So that's what he says on that one. And the third one, when that giving up all forms reflects only the meaning, it is samadhi. Now this one, I am explaining you, hopefully that if you all understand, that will be amazingly awesome. Again I said, because the brain is not evolved, you're not able to get it, or I'm not able to get it. Okay? But when it evolves and when you understand it, that's the time that we could be able to perceive Bhagavan. We understand it crystal clearly. So now what he says, it is very simple. In Sadhana Pada, he said it, we are having our mind, chitta and vrittis by all means called word. Everything is invoked by a word, including that you might think that you didn't even think about the word. It is silently said in the mind at the lower level, and the word is associated to the picture. So without the picture there is no chitta. So everything is like that, is working. Everything has a picture. Every word has a picture. So some word is triggering, something is coming. Some word is triggering, something is coming. So now we are practicing it like as I said. This dharana, you figure it out. First pass the level of 3 minutes. If you can pass the 3 minutes and you can hold it, again as I said, it can be an external object or an internally you define it yourself, like a veil or lingam, whichever you wanted it. You can put it in your kutastha and just see it and time it and just see it. Time it and see it and say a word. That is the reason that Ashtacharam is there, Panchacharam is there. So when you say Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha and that word repeats, and I see only that, you see her, she is spinning now. I love that. Look at that. Okay? And the thing is, this is where the empty, there is no thoughts. Right? There is no thoughts at all. But I can talk to her now. And go and tell her what she needs to do, what needs to be done now. But I have given her instructions, so she knows it. Okay? She is conscious. She is getting there, churning now. The churning is going on right now. The churning is the key. What is the churning? You remember our Kabir? What is the churning means? He says the churning, right? He says that, how you clean up your sword, which is your spine. Churn, 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 churn. மத்து வச்சு
கிடையாது.
மோரை கடைஞ்சா
என்ன
பட்டர் வெண்ணெய் வந்துடும். சேம் திங், it will blossom. So that is what it is. It's not that hard what you are thinking, but the point here is what we are fighting is on the meditation is not knowing what we are fighting for. Since not knowing what we are fighting for, we will be keep doing it for a million years. So when we know it, what we are doing, simple. Dharanai, dhyana. But even if that works, you should have had all the 5 before. That should be there, part of the game, Ashtanga Yoga. You have to have yama, niyama, and proper asana sitting there, right? And pranayama, you have to know why it is vital. The pranayama is so vital. Swami Vivekananda says that at least 4 days, 4 times a day, you need to do Nadi Sodhana. 4 times a day, you need to do Nadi Sodhana. Why?
To balance to keep that both in balance.
So, Nadi Sodhana is so vital. A body is a physical body, we talked about it, Annamaya Kosha. And then Pranamaya Kosha, we don't see it, it's a Suchama. You don't see it, but it is there. You know that. You breathe in, right? Pranamaya Kosha is the one Suchma starts, right? So the Suchma world is in us, built in. Then Manomaya Kosha, right? On top of the shield. So when we understand that, when we know this thing is run by the Suchma Nadis, 72,000 Nadis are there. Now these Nadis, if they are not purified by Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama and Pratyahara, keep on watching yourself. Why did you think that now? Keep questioning yourself. Why are you thinking this? Why did you think that? Why are you keep thinking this? Keep asking. Playing like a ping pong. You play ping pong with you. You'll be keep throwing thoughts. You play ping pong with it. You say, why did you not?
Thoughts then.
Watching thoughts. Now, while you are watching, you know, that gives you an idea of the playground. You come up with your own blueprint of your viritis, natural viritis which is coming, because it does 360-degree roundup on you to make you to push the time. Understand this. When the viritis are there, only time will go. The clock will tick. When there is a viritis, then only the time ticks. Where? In this Maya world. The time is now stopped there for her. There is no time because no viritis. Now, Nadi Sodhana is critical because the travel of energy, if the Nadi Sodhana is not done 4 times a day, then if the Nadi is not Suddhi, then the energy source, the life force energy source which is at the bottom of the Kundalini cannot rise. But I did say that you all have it already raised. The Kundalini gets raised and then comes back, okay, and settles down. So if you think about yourself, a person dramatically changing towards only divinity, and only spiritual activities. How that could be possible dramatically, suddenly, in 45 years you didn't do it, but now all of a sudden you only think about Bhagavan? How is that possible, you think? Without that energy interference, it's not possible. Okay? So I was talking to Nandini Bain, just telling the same thing. Well, she's 60 plus. Suddenly, after the invoke of her Kundalini, now she's transformed completely. She cannot think anything other than Bhagavan. She is so much into it that she cannot think anything else. That much has transformed because the Kundalini got raised. And you all witnessed it when it got raised. So it happens, but the nadi has to be, suddhi has to happen 4 times a day. When the nadi suddhi happens, it is better that it can travel now without any problem. So that is the key essence of knowing. The third one, what he says is, when that giving up all forms reflects only the meaning, it is samadhi. Now, what does that mean is, now so far, you did see Vel, Lingam, Narayanan, whatever that imagination you had it, without a blip for 28 minutes. Now, samadhi state will come. You will be saying a mantra, Om Saranabhavaya Namah, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shivaya, Om Narayana. You will be saying it still. Remember, there is a 2-part. This is most important part. You need to understand this. You miss this one, you are going to miss it. The part of samadhi is so important. Okay? Very, very important if you want to get into it. 2-part. One is the word, the mantra. Another one is the object. You get it? The object is the one is you are praying towards to it, giving the mantra, right? Now, in the 28 minutes, the object should disappear. Because you understood the object, what it is, absorbed the object, no more picture. Only the word will speak now. The word Om Saranabhavaya Namaha. Now the word only stays there. Veil disappeared, but the word itself corresponds and represents veil. The word, Omkara word, that word itself has it now. That's what he says if you read it. When that giving up all forms reflects only the meaning, it is samadhi. When you don't see a thing, but the word, only that word is there, and that word, you know what does it do? You will be now interconnected with the superconscious. That's it. Samadhi state, where you are not going to be seeing what you are seeing it. That word has become on its own. You have forgot your body now. You don't see nothing because the picture is gone now. Linga picture, whatever is that you have been seeing it is now gone. The word stays there. Om Shivaya, 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 Shivaya. That's the only thing will be there. The picture is gone now. That word will become all. That's what he says. This is when in meditation all forms are given up. Suppose I were meditating on a book and that I have gradually succeeded in concentrating the mind on it and perceiving only the internal sensations, the meaning, unexpressed in any form, that state of dhyana is called a samadhi.
One question here. So we say that we say the mantra and create a form, right? Meditate on the form. Why not just say mantra and don't meditate on the form?
First, you cannot do that. It's like now, why we need to do tricycle first before we go in for 2-wheeler? Because we want to learn the balance. The mind doesn't. That's why Sadhana Pada, Swami Vivekananda said, First, you need to, play with that guy, the mind. Mind only knows through word picture. The vrittis of millions and millions of birth is through the pictures and the word associated to it. That's how it is been. All the vrittis are like that. So now you are practicing it this way. Now you're training and training and training. When you train and train and train, then it happens. That is the reason. That is the reason you have to do this. And once you get it,
So what happens is that in that case,
mhm,
when you do this practice, right,
mhm.
getting out of the form itself will become another.
No, it won't be.
It won't be.
No, it
Because
won't be.
you got used to it,
Yeah.
and
No,
when you say that, it just creates a form, right?
No. It won't be. Don't worry. It won't be. You see her, and she was like that. And you know why it stopped for her? Because of me. Because I had to drop something, right? So that she stops. She needs to know why. She started figuring it out. She wants to get inside the Kutastha. I said, you do this one, okay? Where is Kutastha? Now she started doing that. She couldn't able to now do anything. She's trying to figure it out. No, you can't do that one. So she didn't get that part. She says, let it go and just do it like her. And then you're going to be back again. Don't need to worry about it, anything. Am I seeing this? Am I seeing that? No, don't worry. Rest is taken care. You don't need to worry. Just follow the instructions because it's easier to follow than you reinvent the wheel. Why? Because here Patanjali has written and Swami Vivekananda has given the instructions to follow it. So all we have to take it is sweet stall is here, sweet is here, I have to eat properly. Sounds so easy, so nice. But if you try it, it's going to work. So on the fourth one, these three when practiced in regard to one object is called Sayam. M is silent, or you can say Samyam. The fourth one. இந்த மூணையும் கம்பைண்டா நீங்க பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு பேரு சயம் ஆர் சம்யம். This technique is what? $750. One sitting. They will tell you whatever I said it and make you to do it is $750. Samyam. So, in Tamil they say Samyam, but Sayam. Sayam is, you do Sayam means when I say, did you do Sayam? Means you did 3. Now she is in Sayam.
She's in Samadhi.
Yeah, Sayam. See, I am reading. See, you're not following.
No.
That means your focus is not here. I said, look.
28 minutes after.
Listen. Forget that all those things. Forget that 28 minutes, all those things, forget it, okay? 3, when practiced in regard to one object is Sayam. That 28 minutes, all those things she crossed long time ago. Okay, done. Okay, now she is in a Sayam state, meaning she accomplished all 3, merged into one. Now she don't see nothing except a void. Except a void. This void is the key here now because no more vrittis is coming. Now the more that she does it, the more churning, more spinning goes on, more churning goes on, more purification goes on.
Okay, how we can come out of that one? If we go that Sayam state, how we can come
You
out?
will come out. I can write it and give it to you. You will come out. There is no other way that you will stay there for a long time and all for now.
So if we are doing in the morning time, okay, we need
You
to
won't cross 30 minutes initially. It just 30 minutes, 45 minutes goes on. Okay? That's okay. So if you cross more than 1 hour, okay, keep the alarm on your right side and just some alarm which says Om related or something unique sound that comes, that Om, 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 then from your right ear, when you hear it, it will come out. You get it? Only through right ear you can come out. So if you keep it after 1 hour, you cannot, sit, then, but it will. It is, again, the energy first, it is like a baby, okay? The Sakti has to be like, she doesn't just go to the top just like that. She cannot, she won't. It's a long way to go, Archiradi Margam is. So the path sounds like, oh, from here to here. Oh, yeah? It's a long way. Okay, but when the process starts, when the Archiradi Margam starts and the light starts guiding, that's the beginning.
ஸோ சம்டைம்ஸ் வந்து பிரீத்தி we have seen other people also, right? நம்ம திருப்புகள் பண்ணும்போது வந்து டக்குன்னு அந்த இதில் போயிடுவாங்க.
ஆமாம்.
அது எப்படி நடக்குது? இஸ் இட் பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் ப்ராக்டிஸா இல்லை இமீடியட்டாக எப்படி தாட்லெஸ் போயிட்டு அந்த மாதிரி போக முடியுது?
So this is again for many previous births that they used to have this Bhakti Marga trained vrittis which will trigger them. See, vrittis is what is like, seeing a dog or cat or anything, you say a word, it will do something. You'll say sit down, now it sits down. Just like that, in the Bhakti Marga, whenever we did it, whatever that bhakti, now Tirupugal, if I start hearing it, or any bhajans, right, Namalvas or any other ones, our brain is now tuned to it. We can sit and listen to it because we got used to it now. So that's the thing, is triggering them. That's why Swami Vivekananda says in your room you have to put agarbattis and make you feel to go into the state where that there is no more thoughts comes. You are going into a state where there is no thought should come. Why? Why there should not be no thoughts? Why this fight has to happen? Why the thought should not be there? We need to understand, as I said, remember, what are you fighting for? If you don't understand, no point. There, see, she cries. She don't want to come. I'm telling you. Ma, you can go back, Radev. You see? This is awesome. When you experience it, you will feel it. Telling you. You don't want to come back. Literally, why? You'll say, why you want to come back? You don't want to come back. உங்களுக்கு புரியுதா? Don't do anything other than trying what is being told. So let it go, and you don't try getting into kutastha imagination. Nothing is doing it. Just let it go. Let the thoughts stop completely zero and you get suspended. That's fine. How long ever you get suspended, that's fine. Meaning without thought you stay. Okay? So what is the reason that we should not have thoughts?
It doesn't take us inside. It will keep us always outside.
The thoughts are keeping us always outside. So there is no thoughts, then we will be inside.
We can try to go inside.
Yeah?
Without thoughts.
Without thoughts. So let's understand this one, okay?
No thoughts, no. It's a detaching.
Huh?
நம்ம தாட்ஸே இல்லைன்னா we are detaching to wherever we are. Like நம்ம மாயா வந்து completely detach ஆகிடும். Thoughts
See, yeah, see, a thought is a picture actually. we talked about dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Dharana and dhyana will have a picture and a mantra associated to it, a thought. We are creating a thought, a counteract thought, which is supremely stronger than what are the vrittis itself is there. The vrittis, which is the thoughts which is coming up, say, oh, did you do that? Oh, did you do that? Can you go and eat this? Can you see this one? Can you do this? It's all about it is the body and the time. So it wants to make you to run the time. When you don't have a time, meaning you created your own mantra and the object, and now you have that, there is no more thought left. And then finally you break that object of that, and then only that mantra sticks there. Then what happens is nothing is there where all the vrittis which is there in the lake was always shuffling, you couldn't be able to see at the bottom. Now, moment it becomes one thought and only one word now and no more object that you can see it, now all of a sudden everything is quiet. Now you could be able to see through, now you can see your own Atman is witnessing it at the bottom where you can see it. So you are interconnected now. Now the superconscious is getting awakened. The word what I said, remember Om Saranavaya or Om Narayanaya or Om, whatever Om you say it, that word will become superconscious. In the conscious world, whatever is there will be taught to you without even going through ChatGPT, Google, nothing. You will start knowing it so much. You don't need to do nothing. You will start hearing the knowledge itself talking to you now, the supreme consciousness. That is why we should not have thoughts. When we hear from the supreme consciousness itself, talking you and revealing you the blueprint of why you are here like this, where is this whole blueprint is all, it will start sharing to you. Now you are be part of the 360 degrees, like Gurudev experienced it. You get it? That is what happens. So that should be employed in stages. You cannot rush. So if you are going to practice this, oh, let's get this thing next week, okay, and get going on this one. If you rush, it's not good. Go in stages. So first dharana, practice. Make sure dharana and dhyana itself is the longest process it's going to take, and then samadhi would come follow it automatically. But remember that these are all the stages that by the conquest of that comes light of knowledge. Number 5. By the conquest of that comes light of knowledge. You don't need to read no books, nothing. That is what number 5 is saying. So when one has succeeded in making this Sayam, all power comes under his control. This is the great instrument of the yogi. The object of knowledge are infinite, and they are divided into gross, grossier, grossiest, and the fine, finer and finest, and so on. The Sayam should be first applied to gross things when you begin to get knowledge of the gross. Slowly by stages, it should be brought to finer things. Get it? So 7 is, these 3 are nearer than those that precede. So, but even they are external to the seedless samadhi. So when you see that before these we had the pranayama, the asana, the yama and niyama, these are external parts of these 3, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. So those has to happen. That's what I said it also earlier. And these later even are external to the seedless samadhi. When a man has attained to them, he may attain to omniscience and omnipresence. But that would not be salvation. You see, even on samadhi, that's not a salvation. These three would not make the mind nirvikalpa, changeless. See, nirvikalpa means changeless. Nothing has to happen, right? But would leave the seeds for getting bodies again only when the seeds are, as the yogi says, fried. Do they lose the possibility of producing further plants? These powers cannot fry the seed. Okay? So, but even they are external to the seedless samadhi, meaning compared with that seedless samadhi, therefore even these are external. We have not yet reached the real samadhi, the highest but to a lower state, in which this universe still exists as we see it, and in which we are all these power. So it's something that we have to work on it slowly and slowly and slowly. We cannot rush to it to get there. So that is why the process is the longest for this. Again, it takes an evolution of time for the brain to evolve. First of all, we need to understand what are we getting when we don't have thought. We need to be very clear. Light of knowledge. You get light of knowledge, right? So that is the key here, that we need to understand it. Okay, I used to tell her that, she's saying I'm doing so much of automation learning and all, and yeah, automation learning and all will automatically happen for you. Don't worry. If you do this one more and more, yours will be taken care. Aruchalvati Thedu, Puruchalva automatically will come to you. The one what you got is a gift of all. None can easily get it like this. When you start getting it, do not leave it. Rest will come. We are the witness here. You can see it, that it comes to you rather than you go behind and run for it. You get it? So it is going to happen to you. So it will all work out really well. By the suppression of the disturbed modifications of the mind and by the race of modifications of control, the mind is said to attain the controlling modifications following the controlling powers of the mind. That is to say, in this first state of samadhi, the modifications of the mind have been controlled, but not perfectly, because if they were, there would be no modifications. If there is a modification which impels the mind to rush out through the senses and the yogi tries to control it, that very control itself will be a modification. One wave will be checked by another wave, so it will not be a real samadhi. When all the waves have subsided, as control itself will be a wave, yet this lower samadhi is very much nearer to the higher samadhi than when the mind comes bubbling out. So he gives you what is, not to happen as instructions of you are trying to control it or not. If you are trying to control it, then it is going to come out. So that's why the technique is first initially is being told that focus on that object and just see it. And then eventually rest will be taken care for you. Okay? You don't need to worry really, but first you pass the 30 minutes. Then you see it. Everything will be taken care. 11. Taking in all sorts of objects and concentrating upon one object. These two powers being destroyed and manifested respectively, the chitta gets the modification called as samadhi. The mind is taking up various objects, running into all sorts of things, and then there is a higher state of the mind. When it takes up one object and excludes all others, samadhi is the result of that. Did you see the answer? You see that is the answer. Only 3 lines. It says the mind is taking up various objects, running into all sorts of things. And then there is a higher state of the mind when it takes up one object and exclude all others. Samadhi is the result of that. So it will happen. So it will be eventual. The one pointedness of the chitta is when it grasps in one the past and present. In that state, you can see your past and you can see your present. That's what on 12th it says. How are we to know that the mind has become concentrated? Because time will vanish. You see? Because time will vanish. The more time vanishes, the more concentrated we are in. So, simply put, you are trying dharana. You are trying dhyana. Okay? If you do not know the time and it becomes 45 minutes or an hour, that is a real concentration. If you know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, every 10 minutes if you are, trying to see the time or know the time, meaning the thoughts are there, that means you know it, your presence of the body. When you don't know the presence of the body itself, time is gone. That concentration comes. The more time vanishes, the more concentrated we are. In common life, we see that when we're interested in a book, we do not know the time at all. And when we leave the book, we are often surprised to find how many hours have passed. All time will have the tendency to come and stand in the one present. So the definition is given: when the past and present come and stand in one, the more concentrated the mind is. So in 13, by this is explained the threefold transformation of form, time, and state in fine or gross matter and in the organs. So by this is the threefold transformation. First நம்ம ஃபார்ம் பார்த்தோம், அந்த ஃபார்ம் அண்டு டைம். அந்த டைம் வந்துட்டு இப்போ அந்த 3 நிமிஷத்துலேருந்து 28 நிமிஷம். அண்ட் தென் அந்த டைம்லேருந்து அந்த ஸ்டேட் அண்ட் ஸ்டேட் வேர் யூ டோன்ட் see nothing in fine or gross matter and in the organs. By this is the threefold changes in the mind stuff. As to form, time, and state are explained, the mind stuff is changing into vrittis. This is change as to form. To be able to hold the changes to the present time is change as to time. To be able to make the mind stuff go to the past forms, giving up the present even, is change as to state. The concentrates taught in the preceding aphorism where to give the yoga a voluntary control over the transformations of his mind stuff, which alone will enable him to make the Sayam before named. That which is acted upon by transformations, either past, present, or yet to be manifested, is the qualified. That is to say, the qualified is the substance which is being acted upon by time and by the samskaras and getting changed and being manifested all the time. So, how is the time is working is what is on the 14. He is saying the succession of changes is the cause of manifold evolution. The succession of changes is the cause of manifold evolution is happening. So that is the key part that I was keep saying, that like it evolves over the time. Our brain has to evolve, and for that we have to practice this. By making Sayam on the 3 sorts of changes comes the knowledge of past and future. By making Sayam on the 3 sorts of changes comes the knowledge of past and future.
So here, one thing is mentioned, right? To be able to make the mind stuff go to the past forms, giving up the present, even is changes to state. What does that mean? Like, you're seeing the form, right? So for whatever the word that you are uttering, you create a form. So you are seeing that form. How does it says that you go to the past form? So you are seeing that form, what does this mean? Like going
So-
to the past form?
So meaning is like now you should be able to on and off or switch on and off a word and the picture associated to it. So you should be able to, like a room, you go, there is no light or light, it does not matter. You switch on the light. If you say the word has a picture, it should show the picture. So you can flip and back and forth. You say that I don't need the picture, boom, it's gone. I know the meaning of it, and the meaning will tell you, keep telling you more and more and more and more. Now I want to see the picture, going back. Ability of going back to the form rather than going back in the transcendental state. So when you flip back, so what is the point here is when you make that one pointedness, but to one pointedness to go back the way it was, that means you are reversing it and you're able to see your past. So, and now he is talking about how to see the future. We must not lose sight of the first definition of Saya. When the mind has attained to that state, when it identifies itself with the internal impression of the object, leaving the external, and when by long practice that is retained by the mind, and the mind can get into that state in a moment, that is I am. If a man in that state wants to know the past and future, he has to make a Sayam on the changes in the samskaras. Some are working now at present, some have worked out, and some are waiting to work. So by making Sayam on these, he knows the past and the future. What is coming in the future, what is coming in the past, is there in the samskaras, meaning all these karmas that we have worked so far or got already. Now we are reaping what we already did. But what is coming is now is getting happening, right? While we are reaping the past karmas, the future karmas are all getting into it. So the future karmas are all there but not born yet. If you can identify this way, like when I say go to Sayam, if she can go, see right now she needs to go, right now sit down, and if I tell you to go to Sayam state, you should go into the Sayam state, meaning into the Samadhi state, given moment of time. Meaning you have trained in such a way that if I tell you right now, you just go. It starts spinning and you're done. You see that? So in that, now you see samskaras, meaning the seeds of the past and the present and the future is all moving. Now you can work on the future. Now he is going to come back on that one. Now all these things are possible. You can see the future, you can see the past. Okay, you could be able to do that one both. But what do we do with that? By making Sayam on word, meaning and knowledge which are ordinarily confused, comes the knowledge of all animal sounds. 17. So if you want to understand animal speaking and all the sounds, how it works, you have to do Sayam on a word, meaning and knowledge. So one word, meaning and knowledge, which are ordinarily confused, comes the knowledge of all animal sounds. But if you do Sayam on that one, keep on doing that by thinking, just like how the practice that we said it.
Animal sounds.
So let's say that animal sounds is like, now let's say that first I told you how to do the Sayam, right? That you imagine and then come up with a mantra, you keep doing it. That is a Sayam. Now this is another Sayam where you choose a sound. Okay? But you don't know what it is. But you choose a sound, but you do the Sayam on it. And it will reveal it by itself. Because now you know, that's why this is coming 17.
Sound
Now
and the pictures together, right?
you
Not
can,
only-
yeah, that word, meaning and knowledge, which are, yeah, all put together. So if you do that, then you will get it. Now, what is the point of getting that? Why do you want to get that?
Like how he talked to a snake and all these stuff, right? So
No, that is different one. Snake one is vibrations.
We are progressing in Kalai.
Good. Yeah.
Like by hearing the cricket sound,
Hmm.
like while doing meditation,
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, we are progressing. I like that answer. So, first we need to reach the Siam state. Right?
but
We.
here, why do we need to
Oh,
go
she
into
said-
the sound?
This is the
No,
Yeah.
just to prove it that I reached it. I reached the samadhi. I want to test it to see it, if I can understand it. Because if I listen to it,
That is something like it is based on the interest, right?
right.
That is
No, he's
something like-
saying the way to do
Okay.
it. He's saying that you should do it. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
He says, if you want it, what happens, he says, when you do Siam onward, meaning and knowledge, which are ordinarily confused, comes the knowledge of all animal sounds. All animal sounds. Okay? So, now, the word represents the external cause. The meaning represents the internal vibration that travels to the brain through the channels of the indriyas, conveying the external impression to the mind, and knowledge represents the reaction of the mind, with which comes perception. These three confused make our sense objects. Suppose I hear a word. There is first the external vibration, next the internal sensation carried to the mind by the organ of hearing, then the mind reacts and I know the word. The word I know is a mixture of the three: vibration, sensation and reaction. Ordinarily, these three are inseparable, but by practice, the yogi can separate them. When a man has attained to this, if he makes a Siam on any sound, he understands the meaning which that sound was intended to express, whether it was made by man or by any other animal. So, understanding that process of splitting it, a sound comes, if you could be able to stop that sound, instead of that gets into it, all are happening three at the same time. When you hear it, by the time you heard it, mind reacted already, got inside it and got the reaction for it, what it is. But you don't do all those three. Why? Because you have practiced Siam. When you practice Siam, right, what you did first, you did the practice. Now, the moment you say the word, you can go into Siam state. That word of your own mind power, the moment you say, anywhere you stand, Om Namo Narayana, that is why it is so powerful. That even though Ramanuja stood and said it, that powerful word, no one can able to understand it. Yeah, he said the most sacred word, but no use without applying it. You get it? There is a lot of tactics are there that this mind is protecting it upon all. The mind and body is the ruler of the Prakriti, right? And so you cannot just like, oh, now I know that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh yeah, it's the secret of all mantras if you say it. Yeah, but no use. How beautifully they have done. A mantra will not have no impact, nothing, until otherwise you know how you can apply it and make your mind to work for it. The moment the mind goes off, the body will surrender automatically, because the body does not know what to do anymore. It's just a host. It's just a chariot. Now that's all. The mind is the one is making it to feel that this chariot is moving, having fun, because if there is no action, the time won't move. If you don't hear this, and imagine what I am saying, the time won't move. Let's say that I am talking and you are hearing, but you don't see it. Then you stopped actually your time. It's like you're hearing it. Let's say that you're feeling sleepy, right? Imagine you're feeling sleepy, okay? You're hearing me, but it makes you feel like going to La La Land, right? So now the time is gone. What it did is it switched off your mind, even though the body switch off the hearing, it hears, but it doesn't process. Since it doesn't process, what does it do? It feels like as though you lost the time. You'll be sitting in a pravachan for 1 hour. Yeah, wide eye open, but you'll be sleeping. No use. Right? That kind of analysis, that kind of understanding, that needs to happen. By perceiving the impressions, knowledge of past life. By perceiving the impressions.
One point, Ji. So இந்த அனிமல் சவுண்ட்ல நம்ம ஏஓஐல பார்த்த ப்ராப்ளி யுக்தேஸ்வர் கிரிஜி இவரு நம்ம குருஜி இவரெல்லாம் அந்த அனிமல் சவுண்ட் ஸ்னேக் எல்லாம் வரும்போது கேன் வி கோரிலேட் டு திஸ் அவர் வந்து ப்ராப்ளி தே குட் ஏபிள் டு செப்பரேட் வைப்ரேஷன் அண்ட் சென்சேஷன் அண்ட் ரியாக்ஷன் வந்து அவங்க தே டிடன்ட் டு எனி ரியாக்ஷன் தே குட் ஏபிள் டு செப்பரேட் அண்ட் நாட் டு ரியாக்ட்.
எங்க ஸ்னேக் வருது சொல்லுங்க.
ஸ்ரீ யுக்தேஸ்வர் நம்ம ஏஓஐல சொல்றோம்.
அதான் எங்க
பிரஃபுல்லா போய் கூட பாப்பார்ல யுக்தேஸ்வரி இருக்கும்போது பிரஃபுல்லா பார்த்து ஸ்னேக் வர சொல்லுவாங்க.
இவர் வந்துட்டு கை தட்டுறாரு. ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. அங்கேக்கும் சயமுக்கும் என்ன ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் அப்படின்னு கேக்குறீங்களா?
ஆமாஜி. இது அதுக்கு ரிலேட்டடா எடுத்துக்கலாமா இல்ல?
No, it's not related to that. See, இது வந்துட்டு அங்க நடந்தது என்னன்னா, if you think about it, வீட்டு வாசப்படியில தான் நடந்தது அது. So when it came, it didn't had, it got stunned basically. And the பாம்பு got stunned. Okay, it doesn't want to hurt nobody basically, right? Until otherwise it feels threatened. So it feels like something on the way it got threatened, so it was in a shock. But then the reaction is what Gurudev was doing. It is Param Guru was doing. It is he is now tapping, okay, by sending a signal to its mind. Its mind. He is saying that calm down. I am your friend. I am not going to hurt you. Okay. You and me are same. You are a different manifestation. So it's a different thing. So I'm saying that you and me are from the same manifestation. You are now snake, I am man. That's it. Nothing is difference there. I'm not here to hurt you. So you can go. Then it bows down and then goes. Because he speaks to the mind directly. That's what it happened on there. But here Sayam is not applied. Now here what we are talking is a Sayam. We are going to see a lot of Sayams that in AOY that we have covered. So many Sayams that is being covered that we are going to talk about it, okay? 18 by perceiving.
One question. Animal, they don't have mind, right? Only body.
No, they do have mind body. No, they do have mind. Mind is there, but all are instinct driven only. Mostly Chitta is there. But it comes with a karma, specific karma, only it can do that, that's it. Okay. Only exceptionally some of them has some engraved consciousness, like the elephant I showed it, right? I showed it to Ashok and Sri Kumar. It goes to the Perumal temple. It's a wild elephant. It goes to the Gopal temple, so it's called Gopal Bhakta, that elephant. And that is a wild elephant guy. Okay, wild elephant has a huge tusk. Okay, that guy every day exactly 5 p.m. it comes. So you would ask, like he goes, prays, that priest will give puja items, he takes it with bowing and then circles the temple. and then goes back down. And the way it goes down the mountain, you have to see, because it itself is a small mountain. So it has to go down the mountain, means it will go in a sideways. So they took that whole thing in a drone. It is amazingly awesome to see it.
Wow.
Amazingly awesome to see it. It goes back to the herd in the wild elephant ring. Okay, it doesn't hurt
Do
me.
share. Yeah, if you have it, do share.
Yeah, it's amazingly awesome one. And another one is a cat circles the
Lingam.
Sani Bhagavan.
Oh.
Sadishik now.
Sanishwar. You just keep on circling that guy. So now the reason I said that one is because you would ask, well, is that means they do have conscience, right? No, they don't. It is called the virtis, where that they got used to it. In the previous birth, that elephant was so much of a bhaktudu, but the karma is still there. Like when Babaji says, Lahiri Mahasai, the moment your past karma touched, you vanished from me. And he was born.
So that is related to whenever they are dying, whatever the thoughts in their
Last moment, last seconds, yeah.
the next.
No, he was saying, Babaji was saying to Lahiri Mahasai is, see, that is true that one part is that, but here he is under Babaji. How come that could happen? We can ask, right?
Yes.
But his previous seeds is still not fried like Swami Vivekananda says. So the karmas are still there. Only thing it can fry all the karmas is nirvikalpa samadhi. Until we do that, the karmas are going to come back and do its job. It is doing its job. No matter what, it is just doing its job. Now, for the elephant, previously sitting in the same temple, okay, for many years is engraved. Remember, last sadhana pada we said it, how the habit piano. Remember, how did Gurudev said it? You know, the piano becomes an habit. Habit becomes now your instinct. Right? Same thing for the elephant. It is that it happened and happened and happened. That is, its last birth was human, but he was in a bhakta. But we will question why he has to become an elephant. Such a bhakta. This is where that understanding of your karma comes. How can he be? He is such a, well, his karma played the role. He got to catch up. He don't have a choice. But then during that time also, as a habit, it came and it did, and then it go.
But what they say is like, you know, when they are into this animal and all this stuff, they don't have a karma during that.
Yeah, they don't
life.
accumulate.
Yeah,
They don't accumulate. They just finish the karma why they came for. They are done now. That is the part of one level below is always to burn the karmas. Okay. Now, that is the reason Bhagavan says, when you are human, you are a double-edged sword. So you can accumulate, you can also just reduce it to the ashes and make it no more karmas, and you can come to me. It's up to you. You are the one who are making these karmas to come, not me. You are the one who are asking. I am giving you tatastu. You just ask, I give you. Very simple. The moment you ask, I give you, because it's my wish that you have born. Oh, why can't I fulfill your wish? You ask, I gave you. You got it. And I asked her, is this his last? Narayanan said, this is your last? Didn't I ask you? This will be your last. Then so be it. Don't accumulate more than that. So, that is the thing that we need to understand it from the part of 18 by perceiving the impressions, knowledge of past life. Now, we are going to see all the chapters about these siddhis and understand it in a while. How many of them are applied by our Param Guru, our Gurudev? and Swami Vivekananda, how many of them they used? So when you understand that used, not applying the siddhis, using the siddhis, not harming no one is okay. And what kind of
One question here. So all these are,
Uh-huh.
it's just a knowledge, right? So meaning what I am trying to say is that that's not like they wanted to achieve that, but when they do it, when it comes to them that this is happening and all these stuff, and they would know that because I am doing this, this is happening.
Yes.
Right? To get to know,
Yeah.
that is the reason we have
Yes.
this one. Not, we wanted to do that
Correct.
and achieve that. That is
Not the other way.
purpose. Yeah.
Not the other way. Now that is the reason, if you recall it, in our 8 years I have been keep saying you will be gaining many siddhis. And you know it. You know it. You know it very well. How many siddhis we already got it, right? On our way that doing this. The many siddhis has come to us that we don't give, like, oh yeah, it's part of it. We take it, that's it. Just keep moving. This is not our destiny. Okay? So already we are in a Maya's capital in this Bhulok. Okay? Any moment, any seconds, whatever you want, Maya is ready to feed us. Any moment, any seconds, whatever you want is right here, but we are repelling and going back. We said, no, we don't want it. Think about it. It's not easy, right? To control the mind in going in an opposite surfing. Like, have you seen people surf like a huge one, like a 40 feet, 80 feet, wave comes and he goes in the middle. That's kind of thing is this we are doing it here. You are in a capital of Maya, where she is the one rules here, but we want to go opposite, and she will try her best to give it a test to see if we succeed or not. But if you are persistent and keep moving, no, I don't want none other than Paramatman, you will succeed it. But how much you are persisting is what is the key is. So, on 19, by making Sayam on the science in another's, both knowledge of that mind comes. This is prachana varudhu, but then this is the one I will start EOY on 19. So by making Sayam on the signs in another's, both knowledge of that mind comes. Signs in another's. So signs in Ipa Chinuvukum, Sri Kumarukum, what is the difference, major difference? If I can think about and do the Sayam on that one, I know it is unique for Srini, okay, Macham or something, okay, that visible thing that make me to identify and do Sayam on that, then I can get to know what you are thinking and stuff like that. Now, our Param Guru, who did first time with our Gurudev, he says that, remember, you have given me your mind to read. You have given me the permission to read your mind or see your mind.
I think he will ask.
He will see. I am giving you complete surrender and love, and so be it. And that's why he accepts it. You have a full authority to invade me and tell me, and which I have done it to you several times and told you, many of you, I can intervene, come inside and just see, oh, this is what it is, you, but I want to change you, hence I have to read that and get that. But I don't do it all of you, right? I don't do it for every person walking in the life. So that's the difference between a teacher and guru. The guru work is very harder because I need to know really what is he made up of, what his chittas are, what is Ashok is really looking, So when I go internally and understand, I can cater it exactly for one person, and that catering is harder and harder, because to tune it and get it to the right ingredient for that body, what it needs it and put it in, is what the guru's work is. The teacher's work is just telling, communicating, and so be it. But the guru has to know, and you are giving a permission to me to do it. Hence, you are accepting me as a guru. That's what we say that to our guru, that we are giving permission to you, all gurus, that you can correct us, you can fix us. So, we give the full authority to them, and you take care of us. I am surrendering it to you. I don't know nothing. I know you can do anything and everything for me. So I'm going to surrender to you, and you take care of me. And that is the one that on 19th that our Param Guru, Sri Yukteswaraji, does it to Gurudev, saying that once he's going to get the kidney issue, and then once other issues comes up, and he says that this day and this day, 26 days it will be for you there. All those things is by knowing it. By knowing what? His karmas. See, he could able to see his karmas also. So there are levels are there. So one is this 19th sutra he says this, okay, Sayam. And then in 20th he says, by not its contents, that not being the object of the Sayam. Okay, he would not know the content of the mind by making a Sayam on the body. Okay, there would be required a twofold Sayam. First on the signs in the body, and then on the mind itself. The yogi would then know everything that is in that mind, past, present, and future. So basically, Param Guru, what he did it is, he did with his sign. Like remember, our Gurudev said, Kasi's here is the mole, something was there, right? And he knows that one, right? There is there. And then he could be able to read his mind. So two things. He does the Sayam. What does that mean? When you do Sayam means what? Again, you need to understand. You need to be doing it focused, like the practice of doing it. That macham, the body, the macham. The body, the macham. The body and the macham. That becomes a Sayam, and you got to go into Samadhi state. And then the same thing you go with the mind of them, with the body identification, and the mind becomes unique now. Supreme unique. Now you can read everything. Everything, like why you were in Palani, what you were doing it, future, what is it? Something like that, right? So when that happens, now you could be able to see the past, present, and the future. Make sense? So, 21. By making Sayam on the form of the body, the power of perceiving forms being abstracted, the power of manifestation in the eye being separated, the yogi body becomes unseen. Now this is our second chapter of Yevavai, where you cannot see, right? So when you do this one, a yogi standing in the middle of the room can apparently vanish. He does not really vanish, but he will not be seen by anyone. Okay? The form and the body are, as it were, separated. The form, again remember, the form means this form. And the body are, as it were, separated. How the word when it comes and the word associated picture is separated, like that, once you one technique that we can master it, rest will come automatically. But you need to keep applying. But one Sayam has to happen. You gotta know, right? The Sayam has to happen. Now everything will come. Now, again,
So
as I
one
said.
time one should be applied and then keep on going like that.
It's like take any Yamaha bike or any Hero Honda bike. They have a gearing, this thing changes, but you still have a control, right?
It's like a different vehicle. பல மாறுபட்ட வாகனங்கள் இருக்கலாம். உங்களுக்கு ஓட்ட தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா ஒவ்வொன்றதுல கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் மாறும் அப்படிங்கிறது. So that is what it is. So but point here is, first you need to go into Samadhi. The Sayam means all those three states. Sayam state, once you could be able to do it, that the first exercise I told you, right? That exercise, if you can make it happen, then onwards it's all good. So that is what is that 21 is all about it. That how to separate, and photo he couldn't able to take it. Here you go. 21 is associated to Lahiri Mahasai when he couldn't able to let the photographer take a picture of him because he was not who he is. So he could be able to separate. Now, all the siddhis here explained is all done by our Paramparam Guru. All of it he did it. In Yevova, if you recall it, all of it he did it. He could be able to float.
Yeah.
Remember Kashmori says, நீங்க பாட்டு வந்துட்டு உட்காந்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க இங்க எப்போ சம்பாதிச்சு கொட்ட போறீங்க 4 குழந்தைங்க இருக்காங்க ரைட் and then suddenly our man disappeared பலூன் மாதிரி ஐயோ தெரியாம பேசிட்டு எங்க போறீங்க திடீர்னு காணாம போயிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னு மேலே தொங்கிட்டு இருக்கு பலூன் மாதிரி right that state is amazing states. Not only that, we saw the same state way back Parakum yogi, remember? Vidakkum.
The three
Levitating yogi.
Also
ladies on the
walking on the
Yeah. So they also did that one. So 22, by this, the disappearance or concealment of words which are being spoken is also explained. Karma is of 2 kinds, soon to be fructified and late to be fructified. By making Sayam on that, or by the science called Arshita portents, the yogis know the exact time of separation from their bodies. When the yogi makes a Sayam on his own karma, upon those impressions in his mind which are now working and those which are just waiting to work, he knows exactly by those that are waiting when his body will fall. He knows when he will die, at what hour, even at what minute. The Hindus think very much of that knowledge or consciousness of the nearness of death because it is taught in the Gita that the thoughts of at the moment of departure are great powers in determining the next life. அந்த சனத்துல வந்துட்டு அந்த ஞாபகம் வரணுமே கிருஷ்ணா கிருஷ்ணா கிருஷ்ணா. That moment, if you can say that one, you are all through. You are done. Over. How about that? But that's not going to work because of the time, when it happens. Because we didn't practice. Did we do counteract with our mind and vrittis? No, we didn't do it. That guy is a monster. Okay, he knows what to do, how to do all those things. So if you don't do it now, when you are strong enough, at that time you are weak, your body is like in pain. In the pain, you won't remember. You won't remember. Okay, so that's what it is all about it. That one is saying about it, that when you are doing Sayam on your karma, you will know exactly what day, what time you'll be leaving. Exactly, you can see. Okay, 24. By making Sayam on friendship, etc., various strength comes. And then by making Sayam on the strength of the elephant, etc., that strength comes to the yogi.
This is where I correlated with his photo thing. I got the hint here only, not the other one.
I got it on 21.
Yeah, elephant.
Yeah, and another time when Lahiri Mahasaya stops the train, remember?
Right.
So, again, if you think about it, he is the only one in the entire way, you see, entire Siddhi, he could able to apply it. He is applying it. Remember, he is applying it. We say that don't use the Siddhi, but he does. And then he says to that lady, don't you wait for a day? Can't you wait? You have to call me for that? And that guy is the funny part is I saw it. You call it imagination or whatever it is. That engine wheel was rotating part is so fabulous, okay? The engine started and she didn't got the ticket yet, but she wants to go. So he put the start button, he pressed the start button, engine supposed to roll, but that fraction of second she prays to Lahiri Mahasayi, and he hears, he says the train has to stop now. The strength of the elephant, right? It has to stop. That's it. Simple. All he has to do it is, he just makes the train to stop by doing Sayam. It stops and it spins, and the driver gets down the wheel. He looks at it with the light and saying, the wheel, what the heck is going on? Everything is all right, but it didn't move. By the time he was working on, she got the ticket, the TTR got the ticket, put her in. Now he goes back, it starts. Oh, okay. He didn't care what happened in Tao. Only those who know the autobiography of Yogi, that book only knows what happened on that day. The same thing when Master Masai went to the bioscope thing, suddenly power goes off. Only autobiography people who read it only knows, they never knew it. He says that the professor says that there is a fault in the wire. Right? And he says, no, Amma kitta na pesirke, so she will put the off now. See, Amma, how and all using it. Siddhi. It's a Siddhi. Master Masai used the Siddhi, but he surrendered the Siddhi to Amma, saying that குழந்தைக்கு பிடிக்கல, I'm just telling you, so சொல்லியிருக்கேன் அப்படி. See, he says, I am doing அப்படின்னு சொல்லல பார்த்தீங்களா? Do you see that? He says, he didn't do it.
Otherwise, he has to become a god, right?
Exactly. He will become a god and everybody will be like, oh, you do it. So he says, அம்மா கிட்ட சொல்லியிருக்கேன், அம்மா வந்துட்டு said she will take care of that.
They all are using siddhis.
Yes.
Their
To get people to come out of it, right? Believing it. Because see, you will read it on 38 Sutra and 51. Watch it, what they say about it. Watch out that sutras very importantly, okay? By making Sayam on the effulgent light comes the knowledge of the fine, the abstracted, and the remote. So, if you say that, let's say, sit in front of the light, குத்து விளக்கு வச்சுக்கிட்டு நீங்க வந்துட்டு சாயம் பண்றீங்க, you will get the knowledge of everything. That's what it says. In that comes the knowledge of the fine, the abstracted, and the remote. So those things will come up for that one. 27. By making Sayam on the sun comes the knowledge of the world. You can do Sayam on the sun. Okay?
So எல்லா சயமும் வந்து the time it takes இருக்குமா இல்ல சன்கிறது வந்து ஒரு பெரிய விஷயம் இல்லையா? கம்பேர் டு ஒரு சின்ன விஷயத்தோட ஒரு பெரிய விஷயமா தெரியுது. So it means it takes more time.
Not necessarily.
Get the knowledge of sun.
No. So basically, when you do Sayam with the sun, what you do it is when the sunrise happens, okay, you take it gives you about 10 minutes there. Keep watching without blinking, okay, and then sunset. Keep watching without blinking. You get 20 minutes. So every day you do that one, you're through.
Okay.
No blinking. Now only Krishna is getting practice for that. Every day I tell him not to blink, look at the sun, say Gayatri Mantra 3 times. But you have to see the moment sunrise. Huh?
We initially we did it. I mean,
but you said that for a vitamin D, vitamin E. For
No.
Yeah, that is different. That is different. So this is to get the knowledge of the world.
But
Okay.
you told before this one, you
Initially
can
we
see
had
the sun
that.
in
Morning.
Only in the morning, first 5 to 10 minutes you can see it. Okay.
But
So
if
do
you
the
do
Gayatri.
Samyan on the world only, you get it, right? Why we get the knowledge of the world if he sees the sun?
Huh?
Sun is separate from the world. Earth.
Right, because without that, the knowledge doesn't exist. The light is the
Without
one
that,
which
okay.
is, without sunlight for this Maya, the knowledge doesn't exist. Hence, you get the world knowledge.
Okay.
That is the reason. On the moon comes the knowledge of the cluster of stars, because the reflection is it. So, it is a reflection, ஸ்டார்ஸோட லைட்டும் அங்கே வந்து படுது. அதனால யூ see all the ஸ்டார்ஸோடது எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு you will be getting the cluster of stars, knowledge of the cluster of stars. And then the polar star பண்ண the knowledge of the motions of the stars, எப்படி மூவ் ஆகுதுன்றது. On the navel circle comes the knowledge of the constitution of the body. So the navel circle, right? When we focus right here in this one, Nabi Kamalam, right? So when we do this one, the knowledge of the constitution of the body can be, you can see and scan yourself, your body, where, what, how, all those things, or comes on that one. And on the hollow of the throat comes cessation of hunger, Giribala. But you know where exactly, if you find it? Vishuddha Chakra. Where do you find it, Vishuddha Chakra?
கொஞ்சம் ரைட்லியா?
ரொம்ப time வந்துட்டு it just gone super fast. I feel it like it was going slow, but it has gone so fast. On the nerve called kurma, which is at the bottom, fixity of the body, when he is practicing, the body is not disturbed. Okay, so if the body not to be disturbed, kurma, where? At the edge of the spine. Okay, on the light emanating from the top of the head side of the siddhas.
31 you asked, where is that?
Huh?
Doshada எங்க இருக்குன்னு கேட்டீங்க. Yeah, it's here,
Right here.
that kuli.
That kuli is there, and you will hear, you will see a pulse. So if you focus on that one, and if you can stay there for a while, then you will start feeling that, like that one only happens here. So okay, Tondakuli.
Okay.
33. Or the power of pratibha, all knowledge. Okay, on the light emanating from the top of the head side of the siddhas. And then 35, in the heart, knowledge of minds. 36 is enjoyment comes by the non-discrimination of the very distant soul and sattva. Its actions are for another sayam. On this gives knowledge of the purusha. This is another important one. All action of
Can you explain?
Yeah.
36.
All action of sattva, a modification of prakriti characterized by light and happiness, is for the soul. When sattva is free from egoism and illuminated with the pure intelligence of purusha, it is called the self-centered one, because in that state it becomes independent of all relations. So 36 la vandute enjoyment comes by the non-discrimination of the very distant soul and sattva. Its actions are for another sayam. On this gives knowledge of the purusha. So this particular one is on the purusha itself, sayam. We started doing it, and then what it does it to us is to give the knowledge, the modification prakriti characterized by light happens, and so now you get the pure intelligence of purusha. It is also called the self-centered one. In that state it becomes independent of all relations. So there is no more relations. For the relations means not relationship. So now it is free, like the prakriti is not anymore bound. Now it is all free. Now we are free of prakriti. We are free of prakriti because we don't have an ego at all, because we reached the soul, the atma.
Purusa means
Soul. Yeah. You know what is the size of the soul?
They tell that at the one.
First take a hair, make like 100 cut, and then take another one piece, take 100 cut, another 100 cut, another 100 cut, another 100 cut, another 100 cut, 10 to the power of 10 times. You do that one, and whatever you see, it is what the size of the soul.
Basically, you cannot see it.
Basically, is like you cannot see. It's subatomic level. Why? Why we say subatomic level now? If you connect it, you will see it. If you take a photon and if you be part of it, you'll be like a subatomic level. If one photon level, one light, so many lights are coming, right? You take only one light out of it. If you can take that one light and inside of that is the center, is where the soul is, then if you become one photon light, you will see all the photon lights around you. You become center of all lights. Then you become part of all the lights where this body is formed. That is what the final destination is going to be all about it, like Paramatman, when we merge it and get into it. So 37. From that arises the knowledge of hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling belonging to Pratibha. So these are obstacles to samadhi, but they are powers in the worldly state. Now this is the 38 I told you all. If the yogi knows all the enjoyments of the world, it comes by the junction of the Purusha and the mind. If he wants to make Sayama on this, that they are two different things, nature and soul, he gets knowledge of the Purusha. From that arises discrimination. When he has got that discrimination, he gets the Pratibha, the light of supreme genius. These powers, however, are obstructions to the attainment of the highest goal, the knowledge of the pure self and freedom. These are, as it were, to be met in the way, and if the yogi rejects them, he attains the highest. There you go. If he is tempted to acquire these, his further progress is barred. So you will get everything, but when you get into that state where that you are going to get everything, is where that you say, I don't need anything. But you'll be easily cheated, let me tell you. Easy. Because our mind is not prepared yet. Because the mind is not ready to only accept Bhagavan. I don't want no other thing. Okay? That kind of mind is not there yet. If that is not there yet, those who get siddhis will start making more money out of it. And they will come back again and again and again and again. That's what it is. So 39, when the yogi of bondage has become loosened, the yogi by his knowledge of manifestation through the organs enters another body. Now, getting into the another body part of it. Kudu Vittu Kudu has been explained. 40 is Udana is the name of the nerve current that governs the lungs and all the upper parts of the body, and when he is masters of it, he becomes light in the weight. He cannot sink in water, he can walk on thorns and sword, blades and stand in fire and so on. Ashokuக்கு பிடிச்ச எக்ஸாம்பிள், இந்த மூணு பேர் ஓடி வருவாங்க, இந்த குட்டி பட்டருங்க, நீங்கள் சொல்லி கொடுத்ததெல்லாம் மறந்து போச்சு, திருப்பி கொஞ்சம் சொல்கிறீங்க. 3 பட்டருங்க ஓடி வருவாங்க கடலில் அசால்ட்டா. இவர் பாட்டு சேல் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு போயிட்டு இருப்பாரு. என்னடா இவங்க பாட்டு கிட்டுன்னு ஓடி வர்றாங்க. இன்னும் பார்த்தா ஐயா நீங்கள் சொன்ன 3 பேரும் ஒரே நேரத்தில் பேசுவாங்க, ஒரே நேரத்திலே பேசுவாங்க. எக்ஸாக்ட்லி சேம் திங் தே வில் ரிப்பீட். ஐயா நீங்கள் சொல்லி கொடுத்த எதுவுமே எங்களுக்கு நீ மறந்து போச்சு, நீங்கள் திருப்பி சொல்கிறீங்களா அதை அப்படின்னா. இவர் கொஞ்சம் நேரம் பார்த்துட்டு தண்ணியில் நின்றுட்டு இருக்கானுங்க. இவங்களுக்கு திருப்பி நான் போய் சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்டு வந்திருக்கேன் இவங்களுக்கு. So Leo Tolstoy's stories are so powerful of conveying the message that teaching and preaching is easy, but those who know are very humble. You see that they could have immediately told him that, Mister, what are you talking here? They could have said, but they said, please come teach us. You see, siddhis of siddhis attained, but he says, please come and teach me. That's the humbleness we have to have it. Not I know everything. That is an ego. So that's what that one was. 42, by making Sayam on the relation.
Quick question. What is
Udana current means?
Yeah,
Vital
Udana current is like, for example, is this particular lung side of it. Like Udana means pushing up.
Like Apana Vayu?
Yeah, Vayu.
Okay.
But when we get mastered of that Vayu, of pushing up one, that is the one that we get to be lighter and lighter and lighter. But you need to do Samana and Sayam on that one. So you got to do Sayam on that one, means only that one you just focus on it, focus on it, focus on it, focus on it. Then completely, then your body will
So
become
நீங்க
so
சொல்ற
like.
அந்த lungs வந்து இதாகிறது சொல்றீங்க.
That is the one. That is the one.
ஸோ அதுதான் வந்து பஸ்திரிகா பண்ணுவார், இந்த மிதக்கும்
அது வேற.
பஸ்திரிகா நிறைய
அது
பண்ணுவார்.
வேற. That one is for Nabi Bastarika.
Okay.
Yeah, this is for that Upanas one is upper ear one. So by making Sayam on the relations between the ear and the Akas comes divine hearing. It's already happening. You can see it. I keep on telling you all, hearing it on the right side. But when it comes to happen, it doesn't happen just like that. You're focusing. It's not like that. Okay? You'll be hearing really outside noise only. But when it happens, it is internal. It is amazingly awesome. It's amazingly awesome that it's like symphony is nothing. Like if you hear a symphony, how do you feel? Right? In a beautiful, highly expensive earphone, but you will hear this one on the right side of it. And that music will be so unique and beautiful. So unique and beautiful that you will be like Krishna Bhagavan Pullangulal Mari. You don't want to come out of it. It will be just like keep going. Gurudev says that, stay there, get into it. That is the one is beautiful one. That's what I was keep telling you, okay? When it comes, it'll be amazingly awesome. That is the one that we want to hear. Yes.
இப்போ அந்த இதுக்கே அந்த லங்ஸ் இது சொல்றீங்க இல்லையா?
ஆமா.
அப்ப அந்த ஹார்ட் பீட்டுக்கும் அந்த லங்ஸுக்கும் ஹார்ட் பீட் அப்பயும் நம்ம கேக்குறோம் ரைட்? அந்த
ஆமா.
அப்ப அந்த லங்ஸுக்கும் ஹார்ட் பீட்டுக்கும் என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு இதாகும்?
Right. Actually, when the heartbeat தெரியாது. When you focus on the lungs, you don't see the heartbeat.
லங்ஸ் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்றப்ப
Heartbeat தெரியாது. You won't, because you will be Sayam doing only on that. அது மட்டும் தான் கவனம் இருக்கும். So heartbeat is நடுவுல வராது இங்க. So it won't come at all. So yeah, good question. I like it. Yeah. So 42, by making Sayam on the, you will hear that one. And 43, by making Sayam on the relations between the Akasa and the body, the yogi becoming light as cotton wool goes through the skies. We saw that.
Lahima, is that called Lahima?
Yes, Lahima, Mahima, Anima. Correct. Anima, Mahima, Lahima, Pratipa,
Garima.
Garima. Yeah, those are the six, or what is all the six siddhis is what talked about it. Good point, Vijay, you brought it. Yes, that is what it is all about. But you need to know that how do you differentiate all these Sayams? And Sayams are all like minimum of 30-minute cycle, and then you got to get into the 30-minute cycle over and over and over and again by just thinking like a switch. The moment your mind thinks, you should be in Sayam. That much you need to train your mind so that it cannot think anything else. Okay? 44. By making Sayam on the real modifications of the mind which are outside, called great disembodiedness, comes disappearance of the covering to light. So that is 44. In 45, by making Sayam on the elements beginning with the gross and ending with the superfine, comes mastery of the elements itself. So it's going now grosser and going inside and inside. 46. From that comes
all the siddhis are over there.
Yeah. From that comes minuteness and the rest of the power, glorification of the body, and indestructibleness of the bodily qualities. And in 47, the glorifications of the body are beauty, complexion, strength, and then adamantine, hardness, all those things. 48, by making Sayam on the objectivity knowledge and egoism of the organs, by gradation comes the conquest of the organs. Now, how do you conquest the organs also? Then 49 is from that comes glorified mind, power of the organs independently of the body and conquest of the nature. And then 50 is by making Sayam on the Sattva, to him who has discriminated between the intellect and the Purusha comes omnipresence and omniscience. Now I want to, this is the only one, that last thing that I'm going to expand a little bit, and then we close this one. 51. By giving up even these comes the destruction of the very seed of evil. He attains Kaivalya. 51 is supremely important. Okay? He attains aloneness, independence. Then that man is free. When he gives up even the idea of omnipotent and omniscience, there will be entire rejection of enjoyment of the temptations from celestial beings. When the yogi has seen all these wonderful powers and rejected them, he reaches the goal. What are all these powers? Simply manifestations. They are no better than dreams. All these things, many times we have talked about here. In your dream, if you have a control, okay? The Sri Kumar in his dream was flying, and if you could be able to control and prolong that flying, that's the control of your dream, right? Same thing, this is dream. This is Bhagavan's dream. Okay, in this dream we want to achieve these things, but we are not achieving it in a dream. Why do we want to achieve it in a dream, all these siddhis? What is the point of doing that? Because we take that as really huge, because we see this dream as real. As long as we treat this dream as real, the real life is what is that. What we think every day, every minute, every second is making us to move, is what making us to attain these siddhis. 99.9999%. Those who come for meditation is to attain the siddhis. And then after that they will just fall apart. But they will progress. Remember, their progress does not stop because they want that, they got it now. Then next birth they will come back and say, what now? Because where they left it, they will continue there. So they are not leaving.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah,
so
it's like that Zafar. Is that who's that Muslim boy? Like he gets stuck and then he warns him and then he still gets stuck and then finally realizes he shouldn't be doing this black magic thing, right?
Yeah, black magic thing. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hazrat.
Hazrat, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So that is the one is 51. 52 is the but then the point here is we said we want to test our Sayam, that are we reaching Samadhi? We want to test it. So siddhis can be tested, and you will be knowing it. You are under the siddhis instantly, knowing it that this has been happening. Like I kept it something for something, but it happened to be used for something. It's like you said it many times, right? Or you said many of us did experience the siddhis. Spontaneously we experience the siddhis. We think, how come this is possible? So he goes to Palani temple and somebody comes and says, so that is a siddhi. Basically you attained the siddhi where it is working without your knowledge, which is what is the greatest thing. You see, that is why you have to have a right guru whom has to tell you that don't apply, you just do this, it will be taken care automatically for you. Why you worry for that? Your wish will be completed as you wish without you try to learn this, apply this, and then go and do. Why? We don't need to do it. Everything will happen automatically. So that is what the 52 and 53. By making Sayam on a particle of time and its multiples comes discrimination. And devas and all are very jealous, and they will come and then they will talk, because they have gone to that level and then they died. Now they have all become deva state, and they will come and stop. This guy is doing all kinds of. That's what Indra is all those about it. They will come and make sure that you should not proceed further. I don't want you, buddy. I'm not in between you. You keep your whatever is that. I don't want that one. I want only Paramatma. Straight. Straight. I like that one. I want only Paramatma. But Paramatman state, for that to evolve this body and mind, it got to take millions and millions and millions of years. But if we can evolve, we cannot sustain this body. Okay, so with this body, to be with the Paramatman, 100% Paramatman, okay? This is a different topic. What is 100% Paramatman, then what is 80% Paramatman, then I have to explain it. So I'm going in a wrong direction. I shouldn't be talking that, because there is a level there, okay? So there is a level there that we will reach, and then in that level, this body can take only up to this level only can be possible, because he cannot hold it. He couldn't able to hold it. At 39, he cannot able to hold it. He says that this brain cannot hold it anymore. It is overwhelming. It is extremely harder to perceive. At the same time, maintain this body. I can't do it. So that is what will happen. And then 54, those which cannot be differentiated by species, sign and place, even they will be discriminated by the above Siam. Okay. So, and then the saving knowledge is that knowledge of discrimination which covers all objects, all means. And then the last one is, by the similarity of purity between the sattva and the purusha comes kaivalya. When the soul realizes that it depends on nothing in the universe, from gods to the lowest atom. When the soul realizes that it depends on nothing in the universe, from gods, from the gods to the lowest atom, from the gods to the lowest atom, because gods mean those who have become like gods, not Paramatma. Okay, that is called kaivalya, isolation and perfection. So kaivalya is isolation and perfection. It is attained when this mixture of purity and impurity called mind has been made as pure as the Purusha itself. Then the sattva, the mind, reflects only the unqualified essence of purity, which is the Purusha. Okay. So, with that, we complete the Vibhuti Pada. I know this is overwhelming, little bit, a lot to do, feel like, but can be done, because in Sadhana Pada he gave us what to be done, how to counteract our mind and create a counteract vrittis to bring down our mind when we get a bigger waves like anger or any other bigger waves. We have to use our counteract methods to do that. And then on the Vibhuti Pada, he talks about dharana, dhyana and samadhi, and those three combined, one can get it, is called sayam or samyam. So when we refer now sayam, did you get one sayam means could you able to get samadhi? Are you able to do the dharana? Are you able to prolong on dharana, which is dhyana? Then detach whatever that you are doing it between the picture and the word. That is the samadhi, where there is no more picture associated to the mantra. Then it becomes single pointed. When that single pointed happens, that is called the sayam. When that single pointed happens, we are through. We are good, at least in one level.
So
one.
that is the nirvikalpa samadhi.
No, that's not nirvikalpa samadhi. No. No, that's not nirvikalpa.
So single point and then we are standing there, right?
Yeah, stand there. Yet bus வரல இன்னும். கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா தான் கூட்டி போக முடியும். பஸ் வரல இன்னும். பஸ் வரும். Okay? So we have to make sure that you understand that, because nirvikalpa samadhi part is where that we go back more and more and more and in depth. That single point itself will vanish, and just we will become with the Purusha, which is the soul itself, which is
So இவ்வளவு தூரம் சொன்னவர் நிர்விகல்ப சமாதி.
It
சொல்லிருக்காரு.
feels like
He
it
did.
it's like a lab that you can go experiment
Yes,
to confirm the principle.
yes.
But we don't sit in the lab all day, all year. We move on to the higher.
Correct.
Maybe I'm just, that's my take, right? Maybe we treat it as, okay, it's a lab, and then move
No,
on.
the lab is there. The problem is the lab is 24/7 is available. Okay. The problem is we are not accepting that the given 24 hours is I'm ready to do this because we want to see the gratification immediately. That is the problem is where that the whole issue is that we should say that not tomorrow, now I want to start it. If I start it now, where do I start it? There are instructions are there. I choose one, I stick with it, I keep doing it. I don't spend any more time on anything which I don't need to. I keep doing it. Then I'm progressing. I'm already there. I'm going to get there. And the instructions will be very clearly given that what you need to do. And the most important of all on the Ashtanga Yoga is those first 5: Yama, Niyama, Asana, and Pranayama, and Pratyahara. I don't know whether you joined before.
I did.
You did. Good.
Maybe I just missed maybe couple. Actually 7 minutes. I missed.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I talked about a Nadi Suddhi is very important.
Right. Yeah, I did hear
So
one.
that is very important.
Yeah.
4 times you do the Nadi Suddhi,
Right.
and you do this meditation effort. At least try it minimum 2 times, morning and evening, and give you a full-hearted effort. Let's keep doing it, and over the weekend, give more time. All we do it is over the weekend is to entertain this body, or to entertain our family members, or to do something, right? That's what we do it, and that is karma. Okay, entertaining for the family and making others is that time has to be spent. No question or doubt on that. But while you are doing it, also you can do side. I mean that too much we have to be craving for it. What Bhagavan expects is I show unconditional love to you. Do you? That's all he's asking. If I show unconditional love to you, if you can show 1 second of unconditional love to me, then we are in sync. But we are not unconditional at all. We are always conditional. The conditionality is there, hence the mind is not surrendering at all, and it's not helping us to reach his Padavinda. That is where the problem is all about it. Once we understand it, we liberate ourselves. All right.
Yeah.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo
Sri
Namaha.
Gurubhyo.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. We will see next week the final one, which is Kaivalya Pada, and with Raja Yoga instruction is there on that one, which is amazingly awesome. So with that, we are going to practice. After next week, we will practice and apply for at least 2 weeks in coming weeks, so that we can see that how we are applying this in real. And then see, any questions comes, I'm trying this, I'm having these issues, and that's really like a workshop. We want to do it like after Kaivalyapada, we want to do it as a workshop as given in the Kaivalyapada and all other 4 padas. We will apply it and allocate this time, just because there is no class or anything, our mind immediately will, get to do something else. Rather, you spare the time to work on it and just see it, how it works, and then we will come up and see our progress, how we are making it. Is this really working or not? So we are applying the Patanjali Yoga Sutras really in real time to see it, how our progress are. Okay, so we can do that one, and we will see you all next week.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.